Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is staying on the upside. Today, we are going to see if we can get Easy Drummer to work on a Linux distro. I am running Manjaro, which is an Arch-based Linux. XFCE, that is the light version. I figured that on this particular computer, I need to keep it pretty light running this heavier software. So let's load her up and see what happens. Oh, by the way, congratulations to NASA and the team that were working together to make this photo be. To circle around the moon. So I guess you can say they've been around the moon and back. Anyway, let's open up the okay, it puts it all in the wine down here. It's all in the wine cabinet here. And I'm going to try a 32-bit first. I found on a smaller computer it tends to be a little more responsive. But we're going to try both. First of all, I'm just going to bring it up and see what happens. Because it may not even come up. It did, okay. Okay, pretty clear actually. Usually running a Windows app or it really isn't that clear. Sounds like it works to me. Once you get it up, you might want to adjust the audio, and then I will show you in just a moment because we will pop over on the drum kit in just a moment. But you might need to make some settings here. I'm just going to try it where it's at. You got a few choices here. I don't have this one. I couldn't get it to work on here. Hopefully the loading won't be as bad on these. We will try a few of them once we get over on the drum kit. So also, there's a few settings here you might play around with. And right here. The ideal is to get the latency down or the delay in between the computer and your drum kit. Now, I'm just playing it on the computer right now, and it really isn't going to be a problem, okay? And then you got a few settings here. I think this is as low as it'll go. Now, yeah. Now, if you own Windows, I think you can get that down to 128. On here, for whatever reason, but that's about what it was on my laptop. So, it worked great on it. You could tell just a little latency on it, or just a little delay where it's set, but maybe it'll still work for us. I have had it to where I had an old laptop. I think it had 8.1 on it, like 4 gig. Now, when I used it, I would have to push the beat. In other words, play a little bit before I should be playing in the pocket, and then it would fall in the pocket, which is not good practice when you got to play that way. So that's just the thing with electric drums. There's always a little bit of delay regardless because it is running through chords and things such as that. And, you know, you're going to have this a little bit. But to get it where it's not noticeable, I mean, I can play these with the regular module and get behind my acoustic kit, and I can tell a little difference. So the ideal is to get it, the delay or the latency just as close as you can get it and still play it and not have to push the beat. Okay? And you might go into your module, make a few settings to improve that as well. But let's see if it works where it's at. It should work fine. And on here it sounds great. It's clear, which I'm surprised. Now this is 32-bit. Let's close it out and let's try the 64 and see if there is any difference here, or see if it comes up. And it did. When you are running Easy Drummer, I haven't got, I think Stephen Slate drums will work. I just hadn't put a DAW on here to run it through. This one will operate by itself. There's some other stuff I need to put on here before I try Stephen Slate drums. And yes, I will tell you one download that made this work. I will show you in just a moment. And once again, you may have to make some settings here. See, this one's totally different. Where the other one was right in here and stuff. And I really don't know what happened here. Now on the 64-bit, you notice you get a little flash. Where I didn't see it on 32, but you know, we can live with that as long as the drums work properly, right? So it works fine too. Now we will get over on the drum kit in just a moment, and I'm going to try to lay this stuff out to where we can see it and see me behind the drum kit too, or at least, yeah, I'll work that out in just a moment, but both of them works here. Now we need to see if it works behind the drum kit. But before I do that, I will show you what I did. And I just made one download. And let's see, I believe it's right here. No, it's right here. And let me just grab this and go to the bottom. This right here, Wine Tricks. That's what you need to put on there. Now, if you want to remove any of this, you will have to open that up, go into it, and there will be a setting in there to remove stuff, okay? Because you can't, it's not a Linux app, so you can't just go to your app center or the, right here. Let me open this up and briefly show you how I done this. This is the package manager, Pacman package manager for an Arch Linux. Okay, you can put it on any Arch. I don't know if you can anything else. I just use Arch based stuff, and I used the Manjaro XFCE. I had it on Cinnamon and the others as well. It worked, or the GNOME, and I chose this one is because simply I like it. And people say you can't customize it, but, well, you're looking at it. But this is the package manager for it, and it comes with Manjaro Linux, okay? And I just simply went up here and brought my keyboard up, or the other one's over in the corner over there. And that's a little harder to hit, but I use this, the virtual one, or the screen one, on my drum kit because, well, it's hard to lug that big old keyboard. This is what I downloaded, and that's all I've downloaded to get Easy Drummer to work. Now, this is Wine, but there's more to it than Wine. It has all of the other plugins that it needs. That if you download Wine, there's about 4 or 5 others that you will have to get to working on here. This just puts it together and this makes it work. First place I noticed this already installed was on Zorin, I think, which is supposed to be already set up to run Windows apps. Now keep in mind, it won't pull all Windows apps, but there are some, and luckily Easy Drummer so far has worked. But that's all I've done so far. Now to get Steven Slate drums and some others. There's some other plugins that I'm gonna have to use, like the DAW, and there's some other stuff that you will get to work with it, and also some more plugins to get those particular ones to work. But so far, EZ Drummer works with just downloading that one. So at this point, let's get over on the drum kit and see how it works over there. That is the test. Now, if you're not using a drum kit and it's going to use it to create maybe a drum track or something to put with music, you can actually use EZ Drummer 2 for that. Now, there's EZ Drummer 3, and I haven't purchased it. Anyway, let's get over on the drum kit and see how this works, okay?